Here's
Yo,
my center of
I'm
operations,
back.
my desk. Go ahead and poke
And
around.
I'm doing an
If you want to
early
know the
morning
particulars
recording,
of how
so
I
I've got
do
my
what
coffee,
I do, take
got
a
my
look at the
Nancy
book
drill,
titled
I'm good to go. Sorry about the quick sign off last time, by the way, now that I think about it. My husband just got home, and it was earlier than I thought, so I was like, oh, gotta sign off now. Because we're actually buying a house. We close at the end of this week. And so we've got a bunch of paperwork and junk to do. I guess we read about the crystal skull. I bet everyone has something to say about it.
How did Bruno die, if you don't mind my asking?
Just dropped dead in the front hallway. I mean, the guy was 95 years old. Here, check it out. Myocardial infarction. That's doctor speak for heart attack.
Attending physician Dr. Gilbert Buford, 504-555-9970. Was that Bruno's doctor?
And his best friend, or so I'm told.
I don't know, I'm
I've never
suspicious.
Interesting keychain.
The best friend
That's
obviously
one of
knew
Uncle
about the
Bruno's
crystal
glass
skull and its
eyes.
ability to make
It's
you
the one he was
immortal.
wearing when he died.
How nice.
Anything else?
I'll stop bugging you now.
Groovy.
I want that eye keychain now. I'm gonna need that for a puzzle later.
Hello
Okay.
again.
Oh, lots of things to say to her now.
Did Dr. Bolet ever say anything to you about a crystal skull? He may have referred to it as the Whisperer.
No, he never so much as mentioned a crystal skull, whispering or otherwise.
Were you in the house when Dr. Bolet passed away?
I was indeed. I was in the library cleaning when all of a sudden I heard a big thump. I hurried out to investigate, and sure enough, there was Dr. Bolet lying by the front door. And as I rushed over to him, the door opened and in walked Gilbert
The
Buford.
doctor. Okay.
He took one look at Dr. Bolet and hollered at me to call 911. So I ran back into the library and did just that. When I came back out, Gilbert was leaning over Dr. Bolet, listening for breathing, I suppose. And then he started pushing up and down on his chest, but it was too late. Even I could tell that Dr. Bolet was gone.
What was he doing by the front door?
I assume he saw Gilbert coming and was going to open the door for him. Not that there was any need. As you yourself discovered, people around here seldom lock their front doors during the day.
Yeah.
But you know,
You
in
did
the
break
back of
into
my
Nancy.
mind, I have always wondered
Or
about
just
Gilbert
entered.
Buford showing up at the door at that exact moment.
I understand that Dr. Bolet had some interesting pets, like an iguana.
That man never met a creature he didn't like. He'd train them to do all kinds of silly tricks, then let them run free, inside the house as well as out.
Do you know how he went about training them?
I surely do not. Don't get me wrong. I liked Dr. Bolet, I truly did. But I swear, sometimes his activities made as much
I'm gonna
sense
guess
to
it has
me
something
as
to do with the
bathing in a bayou
costumes.
full of gators.
Gotta make a guess.
I'll see you later.
Come see me anytime.
So I gotta figure out a way to dress up that iguana in a pirate outfit. Which is a phrase I am not sure I've ever said. Okay. So now we've talked to everyone again. I need something to... We got that paper from her last time in her room with all the hoodoo, voodoo phrases on her wall that she's using to protect herself. Okay, so we got this book, the mini cemetery, which we kind of looked all through, the missing painting. We found the... Wait, why can I still click on this? Oh my god. Okay. Well, I guess that's probably what we're gonna use to do our etchings, because I think that's what the other guy was using to create his etchings too, was just, you know, black coal. It looked like it anyway. I thought we were gonna have to go get crayons from something or someone or something. I'm a little disappointed this doesn't light up like the one in the miniature. I want all the pretty colored water. I think up. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so we've got this one. So, a worm. A crow. Crossbones. And a coffin. Which I've got all saved, so I guess I don't have to memorize too much. Oh. I can always make it into this place. It's making it out that's the hard part, apparently. Oh, I also want to call the doctor. I should do that before I forget, before I start this other puzzle. Okay. Oh, Professor Hotchkiss is the one that wrote the book. Okay. Now I got 2 people to call. Let's just do them in order.
Yes, hello?
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. Is this Professor Hotchkiss?
I am she, Nancy Drew. Your name has a ring to it. Do I know you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we met a little while back
Oh,
in Wisconsin.
Oh, yes, you were the delightful
I remember that,
lady
yeah.
doling out the
That
samples
was
in
the
tasting room of
treasure
that
in the
cheese
Royal
factory.
Tower, I want to say.
Yum, yum.
No, I met you at Whitford Castle.
That's ridiculous.
That was my first
There was
Nancy
no
Drew
cheese
game.
tasting room at Whitford
Loved it.
Castle.
No, we were both
Back when I
guests
was young
there.
enough that I was
found a
ordering
journal
things out
written
of
by
the
Marie
Scholastic
Antoinette, which you
catalogs
translated.
at school.
Remember?
Thanks to you, suddenly all I can think about is how wonderful a nice big slab of Colby cheese would taste right now. Listen, Mandy, I'm on a deadline, so if you could please just tell me why you called.
But my name isn't...
Deadline! Let's cut to the chase, shall we? Chop, chop.
Did a man from New Orleans named Bruno Bollet ever call you?
Ah, now there's a name you can remember. Bollet. Nice and French. I'm a scholar of French history, you know.
Yes, I know. So did Bruno Bollet call you?
Indeed he did. Oui, oui.
Why did he call, if you don't mind my asking?
Because he had read my book, of course. The Crystal Skulls. Fact or fable, one of my best efforts. Sold like hotcakes, smothered in a rich, tangy lemon sauce.
Did he say anything about owning one of the skulls himself?
I would have hung up on him straight away if he had. I tell you, Brandy, if I had $1 for every crackpot who's called claiming to own one of those skulls, I'd be able to dine at the Russian tea room every evening for the rest of my life. All right, that's a bit of hyperbole, but you get the picture. No. If memory serves, we talked mostly about the skull called the Whisperer. He wanted to know if I had learned any more about it since my book was published, which I hadn't, or if I had any theory as to what happened to it, which I didn't.
And that was the extent of your conversation?
Well, now, let me think. My, such insatiable curiosity, Nellie. You remind me of someone I encountered on one of my journeys. But for the life of me, I cannot remember her name or the circumstances.
Nancy Drew? Wickford Castle?
Ah, the eyes have it.
I'm sorry?
That's what Bruno Bollet said when I turned the
The
tables
eyes have
and
it.
asked him if he had any idea where the Whisperer was. He said, the eyes have it.
Yeah, it'll be that
And hung up.
How much would a crystal
crazy
skull
eye
like
puzzle
the
I'm gonna have to
Whisperer
come
be
up with
worth?
later.
In this crazy day and age, where the short hair and used tissues of celebrities get sold for thousands of dollars,
Ew.
there's absolutely no telling, Candy. $500,000 easily. Maybe even $1 million. Maybe 2. Maybe 10. The sky's the limit. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
If someone found a skull made of crystal, how
I
could
guess
they
you
be
wait
sure it's
long
one
enough
of
and you
the
don't
crystal
die,
skulls?
if that part's
Wonderful
true.
question, Francie. How indeed? Because there are sure to be thousands of fakes out there. Perhaps tens of thousands. But remember, the real skulls were made long before the tools commonly used for carving today were invented. Which means, let's put on our thinking caps.
Modern-day tools would have left marks if the skull was a fake?
Exactly so.
Okay.
Mind you, the marks on a good fake would be microscopic and thus imperceptible to the human eye. However, any thorough laboratory analysis would quickly unmask a counterfeit.
So the only way to prove that a skull is the real deal is by proving it's not a fake?
And by examining its provenance, its history of ownership. If it can be shown that a particular specimen has been passed along from antiquity into modern times and didn't just suddenly appear in, say, Germany in the mid-19th century, that would tend to support its authenticity as well.
The idea that the Whisperer can make its owner immortal, do you believe that?
I believe that things that defy any so-called rational explanations happen all the time, Nessie. Now, does that mean there are mysterious external forces at work in the universe of which we do not and cannot ever have full knowledge? Or does it all boil down to us? If the human heart desperately wants something to be true, does the human mind have the power to make it true? Who knows? Oh, questions, questions, questions. Oh, how dreary life would be without them.
This lady is pretty insufferable, I'm gonna say. I hope this is the only time
In your book,
I will
you said
have
that
to
all
call
the people
her.
who've ever owned the Whisperer
But I
were
doubt
murdered. Yet Bruno Bollet dropped dead of a heart attack.
Are you saying the Whisperer
Like,
was
I
in his
remember for her from the
possession
other
after all?
game, but I don't remember it being this
Scallywag!
bad.
Why didn't he tell me that? Oh, that's right. I would have hung up on him. Well, if that's the case, then I strongly suggest you take a close look at his so-called heart attack, Sandy. Because if he owned the skull and he died, I guarantee you it was
That's it for now.
someone else. Or my name's not Beatrice Gertrude Winifred Hotchkiss.
That's it for now.
Rock and roll!
And that was out of place, but good. I love these games. I do. I like poking fun, but I love these games.
This is Dr. Gilbert Buford's answering service. How may I help you?
I need to talk to Dr. Buford. Could you maybe give me a number where I can reach him?
No, ma'am, I cannot. Is this an emergency?
Sort of. I mean, it's not a medical emergency. See, I'm only going to be in town for a short time, and Dr. Buford and I have this mutual friend who died recently, and I just really need to talk to him about it.
Need some consoling, huh?
Yes, I need some consoling. That's it
Seems
exactly.
iffy.
Well, tell you what. It's against the rules to give you his phone number, but I can tell you that now that he's all but retired, Dr. Buford spends most of his evenings at his favorite gumbo stand down in the French Quarter. If you really need to talk to him, you can probably find him there.
Then we know exactly
Great. Do you
who
know
he
the
is.
address?
It's at the corner of Rampart and Domain.
Did you say Rampart and Domain?
I did indeed. Granny Pumpkin's Cajun cooking. They make some darn fine gumbo.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
You're welcome, and I'm truly sorry about your loss.
My loss?
That mutual friend of yours and Dr. Buford's?
Oh, right. Thank you. That's
Oh
very
man,
kind of you.
Nancy. Get your
Bye.
cover together. Okay, so I want to call Bess, but I want to take a look at this over here first. Okay, so it's by the edges. These, I'm gonna guess, because I know the last one had these flowers. The last one was a coffin, I think. Okay, let's just... Yeah, the coffin had flowers. Worm looks like a pen tip. Crow. And that would leave the crossbones. Okay, then. So that was probably what our mysterious Mr. Death was trying to get to. Which I am... The only locked door we've really come across besides the groundskeeper's locked door, which she already gave us the key for to go get. Oh, no. Now we're all uncomfortable. Oh. I mean, it was his only family. It wasn't a, it was just a, you know. And, we're gonna have that conversation with him.
This must be the painting that goes in that empty frame.
Huh. Okay. I wonder. This has got to be some sort of puzzle at some point. I mean, can I? No. Yeah, I don't know what that's going to be yet. Oh, oh, I know what it's going to be. Never mind. I do know what it's going to be. I just don't know exactly how to maneuver my way around that yet. I'm going to have to put them in order or something. By time, or, you know, who came first.
Hello again.
Okay.
Nice talking to
She
you.
doesn't want to know.
Thanks for
That's
coming
fine.
by.
I guess I shouldn't be spreading rumors about him crying in a graveyard. I'll go talk to you in a second. I'm gonna go put this picture back first. I'm mentally preparing myself for that awkward conversation. Didn't we take the picture? Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. And then yeah, we can move on. Yeah, so we're gonna have to figure out who they are. Like who had a banana, toothbrush, an axe, monkey, yada yada. And probably put them in order based on. I don't think we have a history of the Bolets yet. Yep, uncomfortable.
Yes?
I'll stop bugging you now.
We're not even
Sounds
gonna bring
good.
it up. I bet I know who'd be interested though. Let's call Ned. Ned seems oddly, concerned about this dude. How's it going, Ned?
Hi, Nancy.
Hey, Ned.
What's going on?
I think Henry still misses his parents a lot.
What makes you say that?
I saw him out in the cemetery by what I think is their crypt.
There we
He seemed
go.
Pretty upset.
All I had to do
I'm
was
not
figure
surprised.
out
I get the feeling that what Henry looks like on the outside is just the
who
opposite
wanted
of
to
what he looks
know
like on
about
the
this guy
inside.
crying in
Are
a
you familiar
graveyard.
with the legend of the so-called crystal skulls?
And it's my
Is that
very,
where
very
aliens
sensitive boyfriend.
supposedly scattered a bunch of perfectly formed crystal skulls all around the world like thousands of years ago? And all the skulls have different magical powers?
Something like that, yeah. Apparently Henry's
How did
uncle
he
was
know
the
about-
proud
what was
owner of
Ned
the
studying in
Whisperer,
college?
The skull that was supposed to make whoever owned it live forever.
Only now he's dead and another superstition bites the dust.
Maybe, maybe not. See, this book I found in Bruno's library said
Oh,
no one
man,
who
I
has
can't
owned
say-
the
oh.
Whisperer has ever died of natural causes.
So how did they die?
They were all murdered.
Come on, you don't believe that crystal skull stuff is true, do you?
I guess I'm Nancy
Absolutely
Drew,
not.
you know.
But right now, what I think doesn't matter. The people who knew Bruno had the skull, if one of them believed in the Whisperer's power, they may have figured the only way they'd ever be rid of Bruno was to cause his death.
But didn't he die of a stroke or something?
Heart attack.
Well, there you go.
Which
Natural causes.
there is nothing to
Heart
make
attacks
you
can be
suffer a heart
induced.
attack that's
You've been watching too many of those
not
horrific
natural.
detective shows.
That may be.
Obviously,
but what's
Ned's
really
not getting his
interesting
medical
is
degree.
The skull is missing.
That is interesting.
And I'll bet you anything that's what my bony friend in the red ascot was looking for.
Does Henry know where the skull is?
I haven't gotten around to asking him about it yet. But if that skull is still around here, I intend to find it.
I kind of figured that.
Nothing more to report.
Keep me posted. You got
And
that?
then Nancy
Got it.
Drew will
Bye,
live
Ned.
forever.
Bye, Nance.
Okay. We'll call Bess, have her talk to the doctor who's right across the street.
Hello?
Hi, Bess, it's me.
So what's been happening? Tell me everything.
Well, let's see. Since the last time we talked, I was just about getting ready to...
I do like in this game that it just cuts. It's like
Interesting
your
stuff.
two edges of the same, you know,
I need you to talk to this doctor named Gilbert Buford,
detective.
who, as it turns
You don't
out,
really
likes
have to
hang out at
repeat
a
every
gumbo
single
stand
thing
called
or
Granny
talk to,
Thompson's Cajun
you know,
Cookies,
like you
which
talk to
should be
Ned.
right across from our hotel.
You just want me to talk to him? That's it? Nothing nefarious? No black ops stuff?
He was Bruno Bolet's doctor, and apparently his best friend, too. I just need for you to see if he thinks there was anything weird about the way Bruno died.
What do you mean by weird?
I mean, I kind of think maybe Bruno was murdered.
Murdered? By whom?
That's what I'm trying to figure
Probably
out.
this guy.
Everyone's a suspect at this point.
Including this Gilbert Buford guy?
Well,
Great, I'm gonna be chatting up Jack the Ripper.
oh, I'm sure the guy's fine, but be subtle, just in case.
Well, I can see
You
the
know,
gumbo stand from
I
our
watch
balcony.
true crime and
He's the guy
stuff,
that's
so
sitting
I
down there. I guess he
might know a
looks
little bit
harmless.
more about
Okay, I'll go talk to him.
whatnot.
Thanks, Bess. Let me know
But
what
I
happens.
feel like they could have
Cheerio.
found a better serial killer reference to use there instead of picking. Yeah, everyone's heard of Jack the Ripper, but he killed
Why,
prostitutes.
hello, young lady. How kind of you to grace an
I
old
don't know.
man with your lovely presence.
Even H.H. Holmes probably would have been a better reference. Because at least he, America. I don't know. Or maybe I just have that on the brain. My husband's reading Devil in the White City. We'll go right in.
Dr. Gilbert Buford?
I'm delighted to report that I am indeed.
Do you mind if I join you?
Of course not. A little lively discourse would brighten this gloomy evening considerably. This here is my favorite spot in the whole city. Delicious gumbo, pleasing view.
Okay,
particularly now, I might add.
Maybe Jack the Ripper was
My
an
name's Bess
appropriate
Marvin. I'd like to ask you some questions about Bruno
comparison
Bolet,
there.
if that's okay.
I'd prefer subject matter of a happier nature, but I do not want to seem inhospitable, so what is it you want to know?
Is it true that Dr. Bolet was your best friend?
Well, now, I was certainly his best friend, but I cannot honestly say that he was mine. Fact is, while socializing with my fellow man, particularly with pretty young women such as yourself, has always been a source of pleasure for me, Bruno was just the opposite. Unfortunately, the older he got, the more numerous his idiosyncrasies became, and the less concerned about their negative effect upon others he became.
His idiosyncrasies didn't bother you?
Now, as a doctor of medicine, I am not only accustomed to dealing with the abnormal, but I find that I am actually drawn to it. I, for one, thoroughly enjoyed Bruno's outlandish personality. Although, at the same time, I fear it may have played a role in his demise. You see, he died of a myocardial infarction, most likely caused by age-related atherosclerosis. Dying of a heart attack is all too common for people who are socially isolated, and Bruno Bolet had most certainly become that.
Dr. Bolet's housekeeper says you just happened to walk in just as he was having his heart attack. Is that true?
Indeed it is. I hadn't seen him for a while, so I picked that day to pay him a visit. I walked up to the front door, found it unlocked as usual, opened it, and there he was, lying on the floor in obvious distress. The next thing I know, his housekeeper came running in and started shrieking and carrying on until finally I sent her out of the room so she could summon an ambulance and I could once again hear myself think. Then well, let's see. Then I knelt down and saw that he wasn't breathing. So I pulled him away from the doorway so I'd have more room to work on him.
I feel like this is a dumb question. Why would he have a heart attack?
Until the medics arrived.
You don't know where you're gonna, like, maybe he was about to go up the stairs. I don't know.
Was Dr. Boulay unconscious the whole time?
Yes, he was.
Can you remember anything that might indicate what he was doing by the front door? I mean, had he just come in from a walk? Was he wearing a hat? Was he holding anything? Had he dropped something? An umbrella?
Bess,
sunglasses?
you suck at this.
Wait a minute. Why, yes, he was holding something. A piece of paper. And on the floor next to him was an envelope. He must have collapsed while reading a letter.
Do you know what happened to it?
Now, I know the letter was no longer in Bruno's hand when the paramedics arrived, so perhaps he released the letter when I moved him.
So I gotta go looking for a letter.
I recall seeing it on the floor when they wheeled him out the door. Iggy.
What's Icky?
Oh.
Iggy. Iggy is an iguana Bruno befriended, then turned loose in his home. It soon developed the annoying habit of stealing
the
paper
vent system.
and stockpiling it in the vent system.
Did you see Iggy while you were tending to Bruno that day?
No, but then I rarely ever saw Iggy. Moreover, it would not have been the first time a missing document ended up in Iggy's possession. Renee would periodically call me saying the lizard had absconded with one of Bruno's prescriptions and would not please write her up a replacement. In any case, Bruno once told me he was training Iggy. Said he taught Iggy to retrieve the things it had stolen.
Well, that's dark. We'll get to that.
Did they do an autopsy on Dr. Boulay?
No. Given Bruno's advanced age and the absence of any indication of foul play, an autopsy was deemed unnecessary, and the body was cremated according to Bruno's wishes.
Did Dr. Boulay ever say anything to you about owning a crystal skull?
Why, yes. Yes, he did. In fact, he showed it to me once. Said it had magical powers. Said owning it was going to allow him to live forever. I thought it was utter nonsense and told him so.
And then...
Well, he didn't appreciate that at all. Refused to talk to me for a full 2 weeks.
What did the skull look like?
Do you have any idea where
I'm not going to ask that question unless I have to.
He was terrified that someone would steal it from him, so he told no one its location. Not even me.
It's a crystal skull.
Tell me, Miss Bess, what do you know about that crystal skull?
This friend of mine, who is also a friend of Henry Boulay, you know, Dr. Boulay's great-nephew. Anyway, while she was visiting Henry, she saw this book in Bruno's library about the legendary crystal skulls and was kind of intrigued and thought that since Henry said that you were pretty much Bruno's only friend, maybe Bruno had said something to you about it, and as it turns out, he had. That's all I know.
I see. Well, much as I'd like to believe that skull holds the key to immortality, I'm afraid Bruno's passing proves its worth. Although it would make an attractive paperweight, as I recall.
Murder.
Tell your friend not to give it another thought.
Do you think it's possible that Renee caused Dr. Boulay's death by, say, hoarding the pills from those missing prescriptions and giving them to him all at once?
No. Had he died of an overdose of the medications I had prescribed, the manner of his death would have been quite different. But he died of a heart attack. Of that, I am certain. However, I know for a fact that Renee is deeply involved in the practice of hoodoo. And as Bruno's housekeeper, she had ample opportunity to use it against my poor old friend.
You mean hoodoo really works?
Young lady, never, ever underestimate the power of suggestion. If a person believes in something, even on a subconscious level, fantasy can easily become fact. And who knows what rubbish Renee filled Bruno's mind with. Drink this, don't eat that, this brings good luck, that brings bad, day in.
Yeah, I mean,
day
she tried to
out.
get me to drink
Even
something
if
like
he said
5
he didn't
seconds into
believe
this
a
game,
word
so.
of it, who knows how
But
much
thankfully,
his subconscious
I am
was
above her
absorbing.
power.
He was very old and vulnerable. So could Renee have caused Bruno to have that fatal heart attack? There's not a doubt in my mind she could indeed.
Guess I'll be running along.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, let's call Nancy with all that information. Ha ha ha.
Hello? Hi, Nance. Okay, here's what's
Let's
been
see.
happening at my end.
What is... Oh, I guess Iggy. Find some way to deal with Iggy.
And that's pretty much it.
Good work. I'll take it from here. Thanks again.
Good luck. Bye.
Find a way to deal with Iggy.
Yes?
I'll check back with you later.
Groovy.
Iggy.
Hello again.
Oh,
I
no
better
one
get
wants to talk
going.
to me.
Thanks for coming by.
I mean, Iggy's not here anymore. Oh, I can only... I mean, he's in the vents. Got this puzzle, which we don't have an answer to yet. That table, which is just showing off pictures of something to do with the developers. We've got...
That's the front door.
Yeah,
But
I was
I'm
wondering
not
what we
leaving
had.
until I figure out what Mr. Skeleton Man was up to.
Or until the cabs start running. One of the two. Okay, I've got this, which I've got to put these in order, but I don't think I have a way of figuring out who is who yet. Because I don't have names on them or anything. This puzzle, which we solved. This is lists of who's in the cemetery. But we haven't been prompted for that puzzle yet. There's the empty spare room, which has the very obvious secret door here, but we don't know what's gonna, cause that yet. The housekeeper's room, which I don't want to enter unless we have to again. Because that seems like a way to get a death scene, is to just start, like, creeping around her room without her permission, but... I don't know what the deal with those is. Maybe let's try. Why am I looking at this scene? There is nothing to look at. Okay. Let's try going out to the mausoleum. If there's nothing there, then we'll call it for today. I don't know exactly how long we've been playing, but I don't know how long this walking around trying to figure out what's going on. Oh, I do want to try one other thing now. Okay, so you're letting me see these ones, but not the ones behind them. There's more pictures from that, so I wonder. Okay. kind of looks like that key. I've already done that and gotten the fruit. All these plants, I'm sure, are going to come in some hoodoo spell thing we have to do for the groundskeeper at some point. Trying to think. Maybe I will check out her room again. Let's save first. I think, yeah. Was like, oh, yeah. Where are we gonna find Iggy? And what's with the music? Why is the music very suddenly changed? No. I don't know. I want to do the portrait puzzle, but I don't know where we'd get the information to solve that. We've got all these puzzles and I feel like I have no way to solve them all. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at this. I'll think about it for a couple minutes and get back to you guys. I do not know where we're going right now. I keep saying that I'm not going to do this, but okay. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, I'll come back to this. I gotta think about it for a minute. But I will talk to you guys next time.